Okay, we begin with our cherry news here. Nigeria begins daily airlifts of made in Nigeria products to the rest of Africa. Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, made the revelation at the inaugural flight of the East and Southern Africa Air Cargo Corridor for exports. Benny Adams reports that this is in fulfillment of government's commitment to increasing trade volumes and value, in addition to connecting Nigerian MSMEs with the world.
On the road to Nigeria, fully taking advantage of the more than $3.4 trillion market, talking about the African continental market. Nigeria has been recognized as a trade champion in Africa. This is in addition to growing trade volumes as well as value, using the land, the seaports, as well as the airports. What does this mean for the Nigerian economy at this time?
AfCFTA is live. Nigeria's year-on-year export of non-oil goods has increased by 24% year-on-year. To the rest of Africa, it's now one of our biggest markets, and we're going to continue to move in that trajectory.
A share barter cooperative in Niger can now export within days. A digital health platform in Lagos can now scale regionally. By cutting delivery time and costs, this corridor lifts the burden that have long held MSMEs back from trading across the continent.
Beyond aviation, I call upon shipping companies and the operators in the maritime and land domain to key into this so that we can give real meaning to African trade.
As we embark on this transformative journey, it is critical that we adopt a comprehensive approach to monitor the impact of this initiative through robust data analytics and rigorous policy assessments.
Now with the latest addition of air transport, talking about the East and the Southern Africa corridor using Air Uganda at this time, it now means the runway is clear as well as the airspace ready for made in Nigeria products to be taken around Africa and beyond. From Abuja International Airport, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Thank you, Benny. And now to Lagos. Shareholders of First Holdco PLC and its subsidiaries in Nigeria and across the continent are assured of strong returns of dividends as the financial institution is repositioning itself towards enhanced service delivery to better contribute to the growth of the economy and society. The group chairman, First Holdco PLC, Peter Olufemi Otedola, gave the assurance at the company's 13th annual general meeting in Lagos. Diana Ajale has more.
For management of First Holdco PLC and its major subsidiary, the year 2024 recorded significant developments that impacted businesses globally and domestically. The financial institution performance worked stronger with earnings, surging by 105.7% year-on-year to a record 3.2 trillion naira. This performance, the bank says, was largely driven by a 156.5% growth in net interest income, which reached 1.4 trillion naira. Non-interest income, driven by growing fee income and e-banking transactions, grew by 27.8%, rising from 591.0 billion naira in 2023 to 755.1 billion naira by year-end of 2024. With profit before tax standing at 796.5 billion naira.
We've had a 131 years history in the country. And for us, customer retention, you will notice that in terms of customer experience indices, we have been moving up the ladder.
For recapitalization, the shareholders have supported us, which was 25% over subscription of our rights issue. The shareholders authorized the board, the management, the company, to do additional 350 billion, and that is in progress.
One, we prioritize their request, we prioritize their requirements.
Shareholders expressed optimism and prospects as First Holdco PLC declared an increase in dividends of 60 kobo per share for the year 2024 as against 40 kobo per share of 2023.
Anywhere we see Mr. Femi Otedola, investors are very happy to invest in such a company.
And he has given us assurance that the dividend will improve significantly.
Formerly known as FBN Holdings, First Holdco PLC management assured of its poised to soar with both wings prepared by efficient service delivery and customer satisfaction. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Media personalities have lauded the development strides of Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State within the last 2 years. This follows the inspection tour of some ongoing projects in the state led by a media consultant and former Director General, National Orientation Agency, Michael Mary. Moses Ajao Ode reports.
A collaboration between the state and some local government authorities is geared towards addressing problems of infrastructural deficit in the Benue South Senatorial District. It is in response to addressing these challenges that the state government, in collaboration with development partners, commenced the expansion and rehabilitation of the primary healthcare facility in Akwegede and other parts of the Benue South Senatorial District.
About 98 of them in Benue State are going on simultaneously. It is expected that at the end of this process, we would have a level 1 primary healthcare move to level 2 primary healthcare.
Other projects under construction in the zone includes classroom blocks at St. Francis Primary School, Utukpo, and the completion of 3 blocks classrooms and furniture at the LGEA Primary School, Ejo Akpa, nursery farm for climate smart agriculture by Akresa, and a full payment of 1.5 billion naira, being final payment for contractors handling the Otubi Waterworks, which was abandoned for so many years.
Before now, they used to study under the rains. Sun would beat them.
For rural roads covering ongoing construction of 52-kilometer Awajioju Road, 43-kilometer Obagaji Okoklo Agagbe Road, and the 31.5-kilometer Igumali Apagila Road, the works are on steady progress.
Road construction work is going on at 3 locations in Zone C, as the contractor is making good progress from our evaluation.
What we have seen today is an indication that His Excellency is deliberate about his development agenda for the state. The most difficult situation in the Otukpo local government is water. And that's the reason why the waterworks is a project that His Excellency is not resting on his horse.
I have seen 3 road projects, among others. And what is interesting is the synergy between local government and the state government. This is novel, and if all governments will do this, working with the state government to provide essential facilities, services, and infrastructure, I think Nigeria will be on the road to acquiring deserving developmental goals.
From Apa Aguila in Benue South Senatorial District, Moses Ajao, NTA.
And elsewhere, the Presidential Initiative on Unlocking the Healthcare Value Chain, PVAC, has revealed that the federal government is taking deliberate steps to build human capacity in the healthcare sector. National Coordinator Dr. Abdul Mukhtar says the initiative aims to address existing gaps by ensuring that medical institutions receive the necessary support to empower healthcare professionals. During a visit to Evrazi Medical University in Kano, Dr. Mukhtar stated that the collaboration aligns with President Bola Tinubu's vision to revolutionize the healthcare industry and is critical to unlocking Nigeria's healthcare value chain.
When you look at value chain, no matter how you look at it, the very beginning is the human capital, the basic knowledge, the foundation. So if you don't address that, you will not succeed. So what you are doing is completely aligned with our mandate because you are training the skills, the human capital for the future.
Our vision is to be able to really, improve the society by providing this health facility that will be a reference point, probably in West Africa.
The university's leadership welcomed PVAC's visit, describing it as a strong indication that the institution is on the right path in strengthening healthcare, education, innovation, and service delivery in northern Nigeria and beyond. And now talking religious matters now, the concerted effort towards facilitating the issuance of the Hajj permits, popularly called Nusuk card, to the Nigerian contingent for this year's Hajj is yielding the desired results, as about 33,000 of the pilgrims have been successfully moved to Makkah from Medina. Jamilu Ibrahim reports that the NACON office in Makkah has unveiled a mobile app for obtaining soft copy of the Hajj permits by the pilgrims.
With less than 2 weeks to the commencement of this year's major Hajj rituals, the Saudi Authority continues to enforce the use of Nusuk as a mandatory requirement for pilgrims' entry into the holy city of Mecca and their movement to the sacred sites, including the Grand Mosque of Kaaba. This prompted the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria to strengthen collaboration with the state pilgrims boards and the service providers towards ensuring that all Nigerian pilgrims obtain the Hajj permit before they leave Medina for Mecca. The collaborative effort is obviously yielding the desired result. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has so far transported about 33,000 Nigerian pilgrims to Mecca with their Nusuk cards. The NACON Deputy Coordinator in Mecca, Alidu Shutti, says additional strategies have been adopted to make getting access to Nusuk cards to all Nigerian pilgrims more seamless.
The mandate given to the advance team by the chairman of the commission is that even before the arrival of the last flight into the kingdom, all those who have arrived the kingdom must be issued their Nusuk card.
For any pilgrim, then you just go on to his phone, open his app, open the app of the Okanda in the Play Store, download it, you fill in some details. Thereafter, the Nusuk card will pop up and he will save it. All the information will be on the Nusuk card.
The NACON directs the State Pilgrims Board officials to bring this development to the notice of their respective contingent and to guide them on the simple procedure of using the mobile app, stressing that the smart copy of the Nusuk card serves the purpose as it can be presented to the Saudi security operatives upon request. Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have intercepted a large shipment of illicit substances at the Port Harcourt Ports Complex in Onne Rivers and the Apapa Seaport in Lagos. The seized items include no fewer than 6 million pills of opioids, specifically codeine-based cough syrup, with a combined street value of over 6 billion naira.
Following intelligence and tracking of new trafficking route used by drug cartels to ship illicit substances into Nigeria, seizures were made at the Apapa and Onne ports. A joint examination of shipment on Monday, May 19th and Tuesday, May 20th, 2025 uncovered significant contraband. The seizure included 6 million pills of opioids and 162,000 bottles of codeine syrup hidden in 2 containers. In a related development at the Apapa port in Lagos, a total of 170,000 bottles of codeine syrup were discovered in a container on Thursday, 22nd May 2025. Meanwhile, 2 British nationals as well as 2 Nigerians have been arrested for attempting to smuggle into the country 92 bags of loud through the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos. In Nasarawa State, 2 suspects were arrested in Kefi on Saturday, 22nd May, when 4,000 kilograms of skunk were discovered concealed under unprocessed wood in their lorry. And back in Lagos, operatives raided the Osapa London area of Lekki, where they arrested a suspect with different quantities of cocaine, methamphetamine, molly, refinol, codeine, cannabis, and nitrous oxide. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
The presidency has reacted to the series of endorsements of President Bola Tinubu for a second term in office, describing it as an indication of good performance by the administration. At mid-term of the administration, governors, National Assembly members, and other structures of the All Progressives Congress APC have severally given pass marks and endorsed the president for another term in office. However, while a section of Nigerians believe it is too early to celebrate or prepare for the next election, the presidency says the endorsements only underscore that various reforms of the administration are yielding good results for the country.
I don't think it is really too early. And even if it is too early, the opposition parties that are in disarray started it all. They have been trying to, have, all kind of meetings, gang up against the president, and you don't expect the APC to also fold its arms. So I don't think it's too early. And what you have seen is also the party trying to assess what they have been able to do in 2 years, a kind of midterm assessment. And I haven't assessed the 2 terms of Mr. President, and I haven't seen that the president has done well. I do not see anything too early in affirming, that Mr. President has done well, which is what they did, by endorsing him.
For more on this and other activities of the President in the outgone week, join us on this week's edition of Executive Recap, coming up at 10:30 tonight on our network service. The federal government of Nigeria is congratulating the government and the people of the Republic of Jordan as they mark their 79th independence anniversary. Minister of Foreign Affairs, in a statement, says Nigeria and Jordan share a long-standing relationship, cooperation and shared values, particularly in promoting peace, stability and economic development. Yusuf Tuga explains that the recent inclusion of Jordan as a permanent pilgrimage destination for Nigerian Christians further strengthens the bilateral ties, fostering cultural and religious exchanges between the two nations. He appreciates Jordan's hospitality in facilitating seamless pilgrimage exercises for Nigerian citizens, pledging Nigeria's resolve in deepening this partnership for mutual benefits. The Foreign Affairs Minister also commends Jordan for its contribution to global peace and stability efforts, fostering interfaith harmony, advancing regional diplomacy, and demonstrating commitment to humanitarian causes, notably through hosting refugees and advocating for a just resolution to the Palestinian issue. Team Delta edged closer to historic National Sports Festival title, and a recap of the 2024-2025 seasons in Nigeria and England on our reports menu tonight. Details with Francisca Bile, a new addition to the Newsline team as earlier promoted by Claire. Yeah, it's a women affairs tonight. Hello, Francisca, you are on.
Welcome to Sports Update. Now, Team Delta has 52 gold, 23 silver and 47 bronze medal. And Bayelsa is next with 37 gold, 26 silver and 25 bronze medal. Host Ogun is sitting third on the table with 30 gold, 19 silver and 29 bronze medal, while Rivers is now fourth with 28 gold, 22 silver and 27 bronze medals. Now on to the final of the Nigeria Premier Football League, where Rivers United cemented second place finish with 2-1 victory over Nasarawa United. Ikorodu City beat Abia Warriors 3-2 to finish in fourth spot, just 1 point less than their opponent Abia Warriors, who secured third on the log. Elsewhere, more teams have joined the business end of the 2025 Bayelsa State Prosperity Cup. This time, former champions EGM FC, Bayelsa United feeders, among others, have won their matches to book a spot in the next round of 16 encounters played at the various local government areas.
Champions. I want to appreciate them first for organizing this tournament because it has really helped the youth. I expect an explosive quarter-final play against our next opponent, which I believe is EG.
Well, so far the government has done...
Away from Nigeria to England, where plenty of drama as the 2024-2025 English Premier League season ended, with 6 teams confirmed for Champions League spots. Man City secured a 2-0 win over Fulham to cement third spot. Chelsea beat Nottingham Forest to finish fourth, while Newcastle finished fifth despite losing 1-0 to Everton. The 6th Champions League spot goes to Tottenham Hotspur, who lost their last game by 4-1 demolition by Brighton just secured Champions League spot by virtue of their Europa League title. In other results, Manchester United defeated Aston Villa 2-0 at Old Trafford to dash Unai Emery's hope of Champions League football. Arsenal secured 2-1 win over Southampton, while league champions Liverpool settled for a 1-0 draw with Crystal Palace. Now, there is a new sheriff in Real Madrid. In case you don't know, Real Madrid have appointed their former midfielder Xabi Alonso as their new manager on a 3-year deal. This follows the departure of Carlo Ancelotti, who has taken up the Brazil national team job. But that's the size of our package. Back to Ogochukwu Oka.
Right. Well, Ogo, I know you're all, we've got a beautiful spark in the house. Francesca, it's good to have you. I didn't have the, chance to actually welcome you, but let's talk about the National Sports, festival going on. Yeah. Delta is topping, since it started in 1973. Mm-hmm. Lagos has won it, a couple of times, but Delta has been strong. What do you think is the magic for Delta State?
I feel Delta is really good when it comes to sport. I was actually surprised because before now, Bayelsa was leading, but man, it really shows that they are really good in sport. Congratulations to them, and I hope they actually come back with the trophy.
Thank you, Francesca.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And I must also say Delta has always been tops in sports. I don't know the spirit behind it, but I think it's mobilization and, of course, support from the state government. It gingers them.
Absolutely.
To go for the goals.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, next is a quick look at the weather prospects for Monday.
Hello, it's great to have you with us on the weather forecast. It's a quiet and calm start to the week for most parts of the country, with generally cloudy skies and intervals of sunshine, although there are prospects of morning thunderstorms to parts of Kebbi and Niger states. Progressing into the afternoon and evening hours, thunderstorms are expected to parts of Adamawa, Taraba, Kaduna, Kebbi, parts of Plateau, Nasarawa, the Federal Capital Territory, Niger, the southeastern states. This includes Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, Anambra, and the southeast coast. These storms will be accompanied by strong winds, so please take necessary precaution and stay safe. Stand by for temperature forecast. Have an amazing week.
And as it on the news segment, the Newsline proper will be back after the break.